Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from the 31st verse of the 16th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Atmanam Chanu Shochami Bhavantam Chamarottamam Devan Pitrin Rishin Sadhun Sarvan Varnams Tatha Shraman. The meaning of this 31st verse is as follows. I am thinking about myself and also, O best amongst the demigods, about you, as well as about all the demigods, sages, denizens of Pitraloka, devotees of the Lord, and all men obedient to the system of Varna and Ashrama in human society. These are words spoken by Dharini, Mother Earth, in the shape of a cow, to Dharma, the personality of religious principles, in the shape of a bull. So, what is Dharini telling? She is thinking about herself and even about Dharma and all the Devatas, the Rishis, the Pitris, the Vaishnavas or the devotees, about all the people she is thinking. What about their condition, their position? So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says something about the cooperation that is required between different personalities for even our basic existence. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, to effect the perfection of human life, there is cooperation between men and demigods, sages, denizens of Pitraloka, devotees of the Lord, and the scientific system of Varna and Ashrama orders of life. What is Varna Ashrama? Varna means the social divisions according to occupation. So the Brahmanas work in one way, they are intellectuals. The Kshatriyas work at a different level as defenders against attacks. Then the sages, the denizens of Pitraloka, all of them, they have to cooperate for perfection of human life. Because they are all different controllers and have different types of control exercised over the human beings on the earth. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport further, the distinction between human life and animal life therefore begins with the scientific system of Varna and Ashrama, guided by the experience of the sages in relation with the demigods, gradually rising to the summit of re-establishing our eternal relation with the Supreme Absolute Truth, the Personality of Godhead. So, the scriptures describe this, that there are four activities which are common for human beings and animals. The demands of the body. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunam. The necessity of food necessity of sleep or rest in the afternoon, and at night also, and the necessity of the body in terms of defense, protecting oneself, and mating, the necessity of sex life for procreation. So these four are common activities between animals and human beings. But there is a fifth activity, and that's called dharma. And without dharma, a human being is on the level of animals, living a life on the level of animals. Dharma vihina pashubhis samana. This is the statement of the Shastra. So therefore, human life means there has to be the scientific system of varna and ashrama, guided by the experience of the sages in relation with the devatas, gradually rising to the perfection of human life when one is able to re-establish one's lost connection with Krishna. So when God made varnashrama dharma, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvaranyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasha. So this God made varnashrama dharma, which is strictly meant for developing animal consciousness into human consciousness, and human consciousness into godly consciousness. Levels of advancement for human beings. From animal consciousness to human consciousness by following the varnashrama dharma, and from human consciousness to godly consciousness by following the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, by following the teachings of the Bhagavatam, like that. And in this way, when one makes actual, factual, spiritual advancement, then one can very easily understand who am I, who is God, what is my relationship, etc. So, this arrangement of the Supreme Lord for a human society of varnashrama dharma is broken by advancement of foolishness. That means people don't properly understand the purpose of this varnashrama. They criticize, they give trouble, they challenge the authority, etc. So such disturbance in the human society in the name of following some varnashrama, but actually not in proper spirit, the system of progressive life becomes at once disturbed. So Prabhupada says in Kali Yuga, the first attack of the venomous snake strikes against God-made varnashrama. This God-made varnashrama is almost destroyed by the influence of the Kali Yuga. And a person properly qualified as a Brahmana is treated like a Shudra in Kali Yuga. And a Shudra, by qualification, such a person is passing off as a Brahmana. And what is the basis? Oh, I was born in a Brahmana family. Or somebody else was not born in a Brahmana family. So these are all not the proper understanding of the Shastra. So proper understanding of the Shastra means by birth there is no consideration of somebody being belonging to Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra Varnas. So this has to be understood carefully, that birth is not the criterion. Though Srila Prabhupada says that if somebody is born in a good Brahmana family, they have very good opportunity to get trained up as a Brahmana right from the early stages of their life. But even if we don't consider this consideration of birth or consideration of occupational duties, we don't consider that. But simply a person develops control of the mind, control of the senses, and cultivates tolerance, simplicity, cleanliness, knowledge, truthfulness, devotion, and faith in the Supreme. Then one becomes a really qualified Brahmana. And in the present age, the influence of Kali is such that people neglect to follow the proper culture, and they become victim of the age of Kali. They become victim of the age of Kali. So, due to this age of Kali, the influence of the age, everything is topsy-turvy, especially as regards Varnashrama. It's topsy-turvy. We don't have qualified Brahmanas, we don't have qualified Kshatriyas, we don't have very much qualified Vaishyas. Some Vaishyas are there but not very qualified. And the influence of the Kali also makes people corrupt. They are not straightforward, they are not truthful, they are not inclined to know more about transcendence. So this being the atmosphere, the whole condition is so bad on the earth planet that Mother Earth was lamenting the regrettable condition of this earth planet before the appearance of Krishna. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.